It was quite a week for the orange chic. First, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand demanded that Donald Trump resign over past harassment allegations. Yes, she's quite the defender of women. I think we have tape of her condemning Ted Kennedy. Roll it. I guess not. But maybe Ted was a real gentleman after all, when he wasn't driving women off bridges. And now she thinks Bill Clinton should resign 20 years later. How convenient. Maybe say something when you could still get it up. And great job standing up to Harvey all those years. Now, I'm merely pointing out the obvious. It's political when they hopscotch their targets. Ted Kennedy, skip. Clarence Thomas, land. Bill Clinton, skip. Donald Trump, land. You sense a pattern here? Anyway, Trump responded to Gillibrand, tweeting that she'd come begging for campaign funds and that she'd do anything for them. And that set off the familiar flesh-based car alarms. Senator Warren accused Trump of slut-shaming, which is weird because he said the same thing to men, Cruz and Romney. Trump's an equal opportunity trash talker. Sounds like Liz is calling the senator a slut, not Trump. If I were Native American, I'd be very disappointed in her. But it didn't stop there. Here's Morning Woe.
Here he is suggesting that Kirsten Gillibrand would do anything.
Let's just say it. He's suggesting that Kirsten Gillibrand would have sex with him in order to get campaign contributions.
Right.
The president actually tweeted that this morning.
Let's just say it. Oh, she's such a crusader for women. Well, just some women.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders, I feel sorry for you. I've started a hashtag support for Sarah, and get your mind out of the gutter. I seriously support you in your quest for truth, in your quest for goodness, in your quest for love of country, because you haven't made it there yet.
She's so vacuous. I wonder what Sarah's dad has to say.
Mika can go pound sand somewhere as far as I'm concerned.
You don't piss off the Huck. And he really is our nation's Shakespeare. Speaking of Sarah, here's April Ryan challenging her over Trump's tweet. You have to watch April's face in this.
April?
Gillibrand owed an apology for the misunderstanding of the president's tweet this morning because many, including the senator, thinks that it's about sexual innuendos.
I think only if your mind is in the gutter would you have read it that way. And so no.
See, that's the malfunction of confirmation bias. If you already think that Trump's a pig, any deviation will not compute, so you make that face. It's actually pretty amazing what a Trump presidency does to people. Even when there's good news, they still lose their minds.
Please don't do this. It really annoys me. You know, I really don't interrupt you, and you do this completely. I'm so through with your mansplaining, and you're smirking and you're laughing. I'm not in the mood for this today.
Make a point.
Oh, happy day. I've made my point.
Okay, good.
Well, this is my point, Doc.
Hold on, let her finish.
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Get over it.
I thought I was the only one who does TV drunk. And as terror struck in New York, CNN was busy checking how many cans of Diet Coke they can fit on a desk.
12 Diet Cokes, right? If we're saying, according to the Times, that he drinks this many, what does this do to the brain and the body every day?
So now we're soda shaming. Stay tuned for part 2 when they see how many victims of fake news they can fit into a telecast. That was a nice comment, no applause. Anyway, I don't want it anymore. I don't want your pity clapping. But so what if Donald Trump drinks 12 cans of Diet Coke a day? The people mocking him probably binge watch Grey's Anatomy, which is far worse for your health. 12 cans, it's an achievement. It's a carbonated version of a marathon. And he does it daily. Diet Coke is the nectar of the gods. I don't just drink it, I feed it to my parakeet. love it. But not my lizard. My lizard prefers Sprite. But as the media chases Diet Coke, Trump went to work. He's inching closer to a decent tax deal, and luckily he got rid of the albatross that is Roy Moore. And so what if we've got Doug Jones? He won't last. A lefty in Alabama is like a slice of pie on Michael Moore's lap. It disappears, or somewhere it gets lost. And the president has already moved on.
The directive I'm signing today will refocus America's space program on human exploration and discovery. It marks an important step in returning American astronauts to the moon for the first time since 1972 for long-term exploration and use.
Yes, we're heading to space. It reminds me of a movie.
In a world of Earth and gravity and bottomless brunch, one man wasn't satisfied and dared to dream big.
We're dreaming big.
This Christmas, or Hanukkah or other non-Judeo-Christian holiday you celebrate, dust off your space boots, cowboy. We're going to the moon. For real this time, not faked on a soundstage. And Mars.
We will establish a foundation for an eventual mission to Mars.
Though we're not really sure when, but we're definitely going. Probably. From the producers of Executive Action Parts 1 through 9, honestly, we lost count. Donald Trump, Mike Pence, and Sam Elliott as Astronaut Elliott Sam. Executive Directive, return to the moon for the first time at last.
Yeah. We're going to the moon, and when we get there, we're going to build a wall. Boo. Let's welcome tonight's guest. Like toddlers in a shopping cart, he leaves them rolling in the aisles. Fox News radio host Tom Shalhoub. He's so sharp you can use him to doodle. Former Utah Congressman and Fox News contributor Jason Chaffetz. Chaffetz. She's quirky, smirky, and she loves her beef jerky. National Review reporter Kat Timpf. And when he jumps rope, the whole world complains. Former bodyguard and my massive sidekick, Tyrus. Hey, Tom, what do you make of the tweets? A lot of people thought that Trump's tweets were sexist towards Gillibrand, but they were the same kind of tweets he did to Mitt Romney and Ted Cruz.
It's the perfect tweet, Greg.
Why?
Because it had the double meaning and get your mind out of the gutter. That was perfect. He did the tweet. He knew what they would make of it. Then they blew up about it. And then Sarah Huckabee Sanders says, get your mind out of the gutter. It's Trump trolling the press as he always does.
You know what he is? He's like the road runner. He paints the hole on the ground, and then they run, and then they fall into the hole.
And it's allowed. It's allowed. Sexual double entendres, they're allowed, Greg.
Kat, you told me in the green room that you agree completely with Tom.
I disagree with Tom.
Oh, okay. Why?
I just think it's not okay to basically suggest in a double entendre that a woman is prostituting herself or willing to prostitute herself.
But where's the suggestion?
He didn't say begging, Greg. He said begging. I know what begging is. What's begging? We all know, unless he's like running around like Joey Tribbiani doing this and doesn't know what quotes mean. He meant for us in our mind to go there.
So he felt that Ted Cruz was begging?
Probably.
And Mitt Romney
He said begging. He didn't say begging. It's very different.
I don't know. I think, you know what?
Punctuation is a hell of a drug, guys.
I think you're a hypocritical feminist. If
Really?
men
Why?
and women...
Whoa, don't talk to me like that. I have a name, Greg.
Why am I hypocritical?
Because, like, all men and women should be treated equal. You can do the study. He said the same thing to both sexes.
He didn't put quotes around begging when he talked about the men. That makes it much different.
You're still allowed to do it.
Yeah. Jason, where do you fall on this?
Excellent argument, Tom.
I'm smart enough to not engage in that conversation. I want to talk about the moon.
All right, tell me about the moon.
I love that Donald Trump doesn't have enough on their plate between taxes and North Korea and ISIS that he also wants to go to the moon because golf courses and drilling. There's a lot to be done there.
There is. You got the Trump rocks. You could sell Trump rocks. There's no Trump water, though, at least as far as we know. All right, Tyrus, I'm going to let you comment on whatever you want.
I think you're short and mean.
Tell me something I don't already know.
You know what? The moon thing, I think we can put it all together.
Right.
I think the moon is his escape strategy. I think the way that all these crazy investigations and innuendos, you can't say anything, can't type anything anymore. So he's going to be like, listen, I'm going to the moon. Who's going with me? And we got rocket ships, golf courses, McDonald's, all the Diet Coke you can drink. It's going to be a.
That's the scandal.
It's going to be phenomenal. That's the real
So you think he's going to go there with a rocket filled with Diet Coke?
Yeah, and McDonald's.
And Amorosa.
No, she can't come.
I mean, they all focused on the Diet Coke. The thing I can't get over is 2 filet-o-fish.
Yeah.
Who buys filet-o-fish?
Me.
They're terrible.
They're delicious.
Wait a minute. You mean filet-o-fish?
Lent 2 filet-o-fish for a certain amount of money Fridays, whatever it is. No, that's the best.
McDonald's.
It's gross. It's the worst thing at McDonald's.
Kat told me she would do anything for a filet-o-fish.
Wait a minute.
I'm not laughing at that.
She's not laughing.
I'm not. Let the record reflect. I'm not laughing at that.
All right. Well, I think we can all agree that I'm right.